Man, you ever stop and think about how wild it is that Muslims and Christians, like two of the biggest religions on earth, actually believe in so many of the same things, but the world keeps acting like they're totally against each other? Like, that blows my mind. You talk to the average person, they'll tell you Muslims and Christians are worlds apart. Different gods, different prophets, different everything. But when you actually dig into it, you realize, dude, it's not that simple. Muslims literally believe in Jesus. They call him Isa. They believe he was born to the Virgin Mary, May, and that he performed miracles, healed the sick, spoke truth to power. That's crazy, right? Because in their book, the Quran, Jesus is actually one of the most respected human beings to ever live. Muslims literally can't even say his name without saying peace be upon him. It's like the ultimate sign of respect. So when you ask what Muslims secretly think about Christians, it's not some hidden hate thing. It's not like that. A lot of Muslims actually have a weird mix of admiration and sadness toward Christians. Admiration because they see Christians as people of faith, people who love God, who try to live by kindness, who believe in compassion and forgiveness. But there's also this sadness because from their perspective, Christians got oh so close to the truth and then kind of took a wrong turn. That's how a lot of Muslims see it. It's like two people reading the same book, but one stopped a few chapters early and came to a different conclusion. When you talk to a Muslim who actually understands their faith deeply, they'll tell you they see Christians as brothers and sisters in belief. Like, they literally call them people of the book. That's not an insult, it's actually an honor. It means they recognize Christians and Jews as people who received revelation from God before Islam came along. So from a Muslim's point of view, Christians are not outsiders. They're RT of the same spiritual family. But here's where it gets tricky. Muslims don't believe Jesus was God. They believe he was a prophet, a messenger, and that's the big tension point. To a Muslim, worshiping Jesus, even out of love, is seen as a misunderstanding of his true message. They think Jesus himself would have told people, don't worship me, worship the one who sent me. And that's where you start seeing this emotional divide. Like, they respect the heck out of Christians, but they genuinely feel sad that Christians, in their eyes, turned a prophet into God. From their perspective, it's like admiring your teacher so much that you forget the lesson and start worshiping the teacher instead. What's wild is, Muslims aren't just sitting around thinking we're right and they're wrong. It's not that simple. Most of them actually believe that Christians will be judged based on their sincerity. Like, if you truly love God, if you're good to people, if you follow what you believe to be the truth, that matters. There's this idea in Islam that God is the ultimate judge of hearts. And Muslims, man, they take that seriously. So even if they disagree with Christian beliefs, they don't sit there wishing bad things on them. They'll say, only God knows what's in your heart. But you want to know something that really surprised me? In a lot of Muslim-majority countries, they literally teach kids stories about Jesus. They don't paint him as an enemy. They tell them he was pure, full of light, born of a miracle. The difference is they believe his story didn't end with the cross, that he wasn't actually crucified. They think God raised him up and that he'll come back before the end of the world. So to a Muslim, Jesus isn't just a figure from the past. He's a future leader who's going to come back to restore justice. That's deep, man. Imagine growing up thinking Jesus is still out there waiting for the right moment to return. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Muslims believe that when Jesus comes back, he's not coming to start a new religion. He's coming back to fix what humans messed up, to remind everyone of the truth, that there's one God and we're all accountable. So for Muslims, the return of Jesus isn't a Christian thing. It's a universal thing. It's almost like they're saying, this story isn't finished yet. Or here's the thing most people don't realize. Muslims don't hate Christians. They actually fear what's happening to Christianity. They see churches turning into museums in Europe. They see people walking away from faith altogether, and they feel sad about it. To them, it's not about religion wars. It's about humans forgetting God. You'll hear Muslims say they've lost the message, and it's not arrogance. It's like genuine heartbreak. You know what's kind of humbling? If you ever hang out with deeply religious Muslims, they'll pray for Christians, not to convert them out of some superiority thing, but out of love. They'll say, may God guide all of us. It's this sense of shared destiny, man, like we're all in this human mess together, trying to figure out what's true, what's real, and how to live right. But of course, there's the political side too. Centuries of wars, crusades, colonization, media fear, all that garbage that messed up how these two groups see each other. If you take away the politics, though, and you sit a Muslim and a Christian in the same room, like real people, not extremists, you'll find they agree on way more than they disagree on. Both believe in morality, in accountability, in love, in family, in God's mercy, but it's the differences that keep the tension alive. Ibrahim, and I think that's what makes it so fascinating. Muslims secretly admire the courage of Christians who hold on to their faith in a world that's constantly trying to destroy belief, but at the same time they wonder, how can they believe in one God and still worship a man? It's not anger, it's confusion, mixed with reverence, like watching someone you respect deeply, but knowing they see the world through a completely different lens. What's kind of beautiful, though, is that deep down, Muslims and Christians are both looking for the same thing: truth, meaning, connection to something bigger than themselves. And if you strip away all the noise, all the doctrine, all the labels, that's what both faiths are chasing. So when you ask what Muslims secretly think about Christians, maybe the real answer is they see them as fellow travelers on the same road. Maybe taking different turns, yeah, but still heading toward the same destination. Ibrahim, it's kind of wild, man. For all the divisions, for all the noise, maybe the truth is that both sides are just reflections of the same yearning, the human desire to know God. And maybe, just maybe, that's the one secret nobody talks about, that Muslims don't hate Christians. They actually miss them. They miss the world where faith still mattered.